Come on, I need somebody to help me find this guy.
Khalil was going to briefly look for Horzif, and if he couldn't find him, then turn in.
All right, tell you what, I'm gonna take a nap. I'll get up at 11:30 to come play with you. How's that sound?
Good man.
All right, I'm gonna get up at 11:30 to go do this nonsense, but I'm gonna go to bed early first.
I need more information on this. By what mechanism does this happen?
Gosh, Zook, I mean, he's got a...
Not you, I'm not talking to you.
No,
I'm talking
he's talking about...
I'm talking about out-of-game messages that are churning over here.
Oh, I'm gonna go pee while you guys banana the fuck out of
Before everybody disperses and leaves the Elder's place, Zilbus inquires if you're going to need anything else from him before he takes off tomorrow morning. You all know to not get any more trouble with the Fomorians, I take it?
If we encounter any Fomorians, do we is your name enough to get us out of trouble, or like what is there? How in what manner do we get out of the trouble with them?
He looks at your bow and Khalil's sword and Arik's glaive. I suppose you won't know until you try.
All right, good man. And I clap my hand on his shoulder and I thank him again heartily for getting us out of that trouble, and tell him if he ever needs anything to, seek out our little duchy.
He says, "But I'll tell you this. If any of the Fomorian asks if you would like to be their prisoner in their cage, maybe next time you should say no." And he claps you upside the ear.
I take it good-heartedly. This is the closest thing to family I've had since we've entered this stupid world. So,
Zilbus, do you know the spell sending? Oh my!
I don't think he does. I don't think he would.
Okay.
Let me consult the app and I'll make a quick judgment on that, but I don't think he would.
Okay.
I had a banana last night, actually.
Bananas are good.
I put up a sliced banana on a bagel with cream cheese. It was really tasty.
Is that better,
no,
Brick?
Zilbus does not know the sending spell. He prefers to not be disturbed when he's on his excursions.
Well, if you ever learn it and you ever are in trouble, you can always send a message to me and I'll be here as soon as possible. Go wrong with the rest of my friends.
So how would I do that without the sending spell?
Like I said, if you ever come across that spell, I can't teach magic, I'm afraid.
So wait, hold on a minute. What sort of services does Captain Tarin have to offer me? Why would I need your help?
If anything bad ever happens, I don't know. I kind of just make all this up as I go. If you're ever captured, if you're ever in trouble.
Why would anything bad happen to me?
Because the world is not a nice place the world is not a deserving enough place to be as kind to you as you are to it, Zilbus.
My boy, spend the rest of your days within the woods and you'll see the world is a nicer place than you give it credit for.
Or die lost wandering in circles.
That's what you need me for, buddy.
Thank you, though.
Alright, so go ahead and place yourself for nighttime actions. And this is, if you take a nighttime action, you do not take a long rest. You don't have time to take a nighttime action and get a full night's sleep.
I don't actually need a long rest, so I should be good.
Khalil would have passed through the marketplace, and if he saw Horzif on the way through, then he would have stopped to talk to him. But other than that, he'd go back and crash out.
Brick, does that answer your question?
I'll be right back.
Okay, cool.
Not really.
No? No. Well, you said how.
I'll have to let me think on that one for a couple minutes.
All right.
That'll be interesting. I need to open my banana.
You need to open your banana.
Open my banana. I have a document that I keep track of bananas in.
You keep plantains in there too?
You have a banana tracker, huh?
I do.
You know, they made some banana tracking apps, but none of them are really any good.
A banana tracking solution?
Okay.
Yeah, they're all like, they like use Flash and shit, so.
I prefer
there's even
Banana
one-
Tracking Enterprise Edition.
No, you've never seen
2012?
the source. You've never seen the source, my friend. It's ridiculous that, like, you have to instantiate 16 things just to make a simple banana.
That sounds crazy. Oh, nerd engineer humor.
So Orphan goes to the Rangers tree.
Yeah.
The Rangers have returned and retired for the evening. So you'll have to knock at the door and wake somebody up.
All right, I'll do that.
One of the acolytes that you saw with oh, you weren't there when Golly walked in the tavern. Were you at the tavern?
No, not at the time.
Okay.
No, she was in the. She was looking for gloves, so she didn't have to touch the trees.
Opens the door, and it's dark inside, and she looks up at you, and you see a quick look of shock when she sees who and what you are, but then she asks politely what she can do to help you.
I say, am I still coughing and hacking at this point?
It's beginning to, by this point, it's beginning to recede.
Okay.
You're starting to feel much better.
I'll ask. Is Galley available?
I should ask, are you still carrying the bowl around?
Well, I haven't been to see. No, I probably would have swung by the dwelling spaces, the store.
You can just give it to me and I can deliver it for you.
I'm not gonna make anyone else carry my stuff. I'm just
No,
gonna.
I'm not either. I'm going to use Mage Hand.
Mage hand snot.
She's like, I could rouse her,
All
I
right, so
suppose. Is there...
so we'll.
Yeah, she's like, I could rouse her. Is there something wrong? Something requiring her attention? Are you injured? Is that the problem?
Oh no, I'm fine. I had just thought that. Well, we had made an arrangement to speak at the day's end, and I thought she might be awaiting me. But if she's retired, then I'll see her tomorrow.
And she nods and closes the door.
I'll go take my own jar back to the dwelling.
Okay, so Arik, you're sleeping long rests?
Yeah.
And Khalil, why are you standing out in the open?
I was looking for Horzif, but if he wasn't near the on the way back to the if he wasn't on the way back to the dwelling, then I'd just go back and crash out.
Okay, no, you do not encounter him on the way back to the dwelling.
All right.
So everybody else is long resting.
So long rest.
I'm not.
Yeah, Tarin isn't.
Well, I know Tarin is
Oh,
sitting
yeah.
over here. But Eldove, you had something to do, yes? You had something to do tonight?
Yes. Yeah, I have grand plans. Orphan, you want in on this?
What are you doing?
This guy's
What's this?
This guy's walking around trying to get people to steal the formula for an ale down at the tavern, and nobody seems too concerned by this. So it must be under the standards of a practical joke in this community. So we thought we'd play one of them in return, and in the meantime, get my money back.
What do you need from me?
Well, I have reason to believe that wherever this guy is sleeping, he'll be leaving in a hurry sometime around midnight. And maybe you could go in and look around and see what this guy's up to. And if you see my 5 platinum pieces, you could take them back.
Where will he be leaving from?
I'm not too sure.
Actually, would we know where he would be leaving from, Brick Road?
Nobody asked him.
But, I mean, just from knowing around town, like, where...
You know that travelers from other Gnomish villages, they stay down in the quarters where you guys are. They got 3
But we
beds to a
haven't
room.
But we haven't seen him?
You didn't, because you got back to the quarters pretty late.
Like, I mean, I know this is underground, but are they separate rooms underground, or is this, like, just one big open room?
No, there are several separate rooms, and there are 3 beds to a room for the visitors' rooms. But you did not see him down
Alright.
here.
Yeah, well,
I'll see.
go...
I'll see.
I was gonna say, I can go invisible and stand at the end of a long hallway and see what room he comes out of.
Oh, so he's in the dwellings?
Yeah, he's downstairs somewhere, because that's where travelers stay. There's a large open cavity that extends from this building to this building down here. underground.
Okay.
And much of the
Well,
stores open into it. And then your rooms, the quarters, would be rooms off of this large main storeroom.
I'll nod to Zook. Why don't you position yourself at one end, and I'll take up the other.
Right. So Zook says the old magic words and goes invisible and takes position at the far end of the hallway.
Wait, he says what words?
I don't actually remember. Lulu.
You
There
know
it
it
is.
down somewhere? There you go.
I do. I just had to find it on my list. Lolopiho Luluwile.
And Zook does not turn invisible because he's not wearing the amulet.
What?
You put the amulet in the box.
No, I didn't. I asked if the amulet would fit in the box. I did not actually put it in there yet.
Oh, okay. 'Cause
I
that would
was
be a
just
really
asking.
good way to get unattuned from your amulet.
I know. That's why I didn't put it in the box. I was thinking if I ever need to go into a place where I don't want the amulet, next time I get invaded by laundry monsters, maybe I put it in this magic box.
Okay.
Which magic box is this?
Huh? So
Which magic box is this?
I bought a magic box from the market.
Oh, magic box. Got it. Yeah.
I'm sorry, air quotes, magic box. Anyhow, yes. So, no, I'm still attuned to this thing.
So, Tarin, you go back to the
Wait.
alchemist tree. I'm gonna let Eldove sit there, and when I come back to Eldove, I want a lot of detail about what's going into the magic bag, because I'm sure Nodal's putting a lot of thought into this.
Oh, I have put exactly 0 thought of what's going into this bag.
I thought we'd already decided it was an owl.
It's an owl.
Tarin, you go back to the alchemist tree,
Yep.
and there's a lot of thunder outside. It is rumbling out there. Wow.
Yeah, there's some of that going on here too. Not as bad as your place
Are
though.
you talking about in Farvaster? Or...
No, I'm talking
No,
about
he's
in
talking
Tampa
about
Bay,
real life.
Florida.
Okay,
Like,
alright.
I was mid-sentence and the lightning was just like, nope.
You don't talk. Silence, puny human.
Before I was rudely interrupted by Zeus there. See, you go back to the alchemist tree, and what?
I'm just gonna climb up and knock on the door. I guess I can ring the bell if that doesn't work, but I'll start with that.
You knock on the underside of this trapdoor, and after a few minutes, you hear shuffling in the room. You hear it tripping, crashing, cursing in Gnomish. And then after about a minute, the trapdoor opens, and there's the old man, the old alchemist, wearing his night clothes and his big pointy nightcap, looking down at you, kind of quizzically.
What color is his nightcap?
What color is it? Gray.
Gray. I thought you were supposed to wear the red hat for this one. And I'll go up inside and put the bag of dragonfire on the table.
And you see his eyes get really wide, and he says, "You brought the explosive substance, then?"
Yes. Hope I'm not disturbing anything. I kind of assumed you had kind of nipped that unconsciousness thing, but I guess not.
He says, "Well, I've been working on a potion to ensure a man's dreams are filled with sunny beaches and large-breasted women. But I'll be honest, it's not working, and I've seen nothing but trolls.
Like literal trolls?
Long, scraggly-haired bridge trolls. He's staring off in the middle distance. Green skin."
Tarin just sort of shrugs. So, no otherworldly tentacle horrors that can only be described in n-dimensional space.
Horrible, scabby growths in between their
Don't know if
toes.
that's an improvement or not.
Parched, black lips. What were we talking about? I've forgotten.
Explosive powder.
Right. And he goes over, or he climbs upstairs. And you hear some creaking of a wardrobe being open. And when he reemerges, he's got
When he's up there, I'm going to cast Detect Magic while he's not in eyesight.
lots of magic in the room.
Okay.
You're going to have to actually spend an action searching if you want more detail.
Oh,
on
no,
that.
I just want to check out this hat.
Oh, his hat is not magic, no.
Okay.
His hat's just a hat. Lots of magic emanating from various areas of the room, though.
Okay.
He comes back down wearing his red hat. It's a bowler cap, because that's just hilarious to me. And he sits down at the table. Now, how is the dragon powder contained?
I put it in my coin pouch.
Okay. And he rubs his hands together and looks at it. And he asks you for a demonstration. What
I can't
equipment will
actually
you
produce
need?
fire, but if you have anything that can.
Don't have a tinderbox or anything on you?
Well, I meant magically.
Oh.
He brings over a shallow tray, and he puts some quantity of the... My goodness, it is just lightning for days out there.
Yeah, I heard that one.
We were hearing it the other night, too, playing Risk of Rain. He puts a quantity of the dragon powder in there.
All right, you have your hat, right?
He clutches his hat down to his head.
Do you mind if I ward myself as well?
Ward
Magically?
yourself? What do you mean, ward yourself?
Magically, from any explosions.
How big is this explosion going to be?
Probably not that big, but I'm not sure. Again, you have your hat. That's the important part.
So how do you intend to light it?
You said he brought a...
He bought a metal tray and poured some dragon powder into it, then asked what equipment you
and
needed.
I need something... Oh, yeah, I need something to produce flame.
Okay. He brings back this strange-looking device. That makes flame. He made it in Minecraft. No. No, he'll just use a flint and steel.
Okay.
I imagine Destil doesn't even bother carrying one anymore.
Iron ingot and a piece of not gravel.
I literally just said
I'll
the
take
word
the-
you're looking for. I literally just said it out loud like 30 seconds ago.
I'll take the flint and steel. And did he say he minds or not if I ward myself?
He doesn't understand why you need to ward yourself. He's a little... Now you frightened him a little bit. Like, how big is this explosion going to be? Like, he still totally wants you to light it.
Okay, well,
Like,
first
that's still
I'm gonna cast
happening
Armor
next.
Agathis.
He's just like, how far away should he stand? Is what he's...
Well, A, make sure your hat's on. B, I would stand on the opposite side of the room, and I'll ward myself, so I'll cast Armor of Agathis.
Okay, and he takes a few steps back and he watches the dragon powder very intently,
And I will light it.
and it very quickly is consumed in a bright, brilliant flame.
Huh, didn't explode that time. I still haven't figured this stuff out.
And he looks at it, stunned. Says, what manner of substance is this?
Our alchemist disappeared when we, found it, so I don't know. We have a tiny bit left, which we've been able to, some degree, duplicate, but...
What do you mean?
and the rest of the sample
So you
also
had
disappeared.
an
I had a barrel
alchemist
of the
studying
stuff.
it, and it disappeared.
Yeah, along with the alchemist.
He made off with it.
I don't think so. He might not be on the same plane of existence anymore. If I say that, does it creep you out? Do you understand what I'm saying?
He look on his face suggests that he does not.
I don't think he made off with it, but I haven't been able to figure out what did happen.
Yeah, he got kidnapped or vanished or something, and then we just didn't look for him for a whole year. That's how concerned we are.
We should probably do that at some point.
We're very concerned. Yes.
Totes concerned.
Hey, listen, he was very serious about not staying with us for a while there.
He says, but you have more of this substance. He says, you have a store of it. You have some means of producing it.
I could produce some, yes.
So perhaps you could
It
leave it
doesn't
with
last-
me.
It doesn't last very long, though. I think only half a day.
Well, what happens to it?
I'm not sure.
Does it burn
Actually,
up? Does it spontaneously combust?
No, I think it just sort of dissolves.
So, pity. Well, how do you come by it?
Honestly, I don't ask the questions. I just have the wizard do it.
At that face, at that mention, his face looks very sour. He says, "Oh, it's some magical device."
To reproduce it, yeah. The actual stuff isn't magical, but that's the only way we've been able to produce any of it since we had it stolen.
Well, you'll forgive me if I'm less than enthused that you've brought a magical way of producing fire.
Well, I mean, if you could study it, I would think you might be able to reproduce it if you could figure out what it's made of.
Well, and if you bring me a sample that won't vanish magically into the ether, perhaps I could. This has all been a waste of my time, it turns out. He takes off his hat.
His fabulous red explosive-proof hat.
I mean, 12 hours is a long time. That's what Tarin says.
Says, I have no interest in examining conjured goods.
So you gotta get Eldove to part with the genuine article.
I don't think we actually have enough to be valuable.
And he stomps back over to the door where he left his nightcap laying on the ground. He snatches it up off the floor, secures it back to his head. Says, now, if you don't mind, I think I'll return to my trolls.
Fair enough.
Eldove.
Okay, I have something else after I'm done, by the way.
Well, go ahead. What's
I'm going to go back to the room,
Okay.
and I'm going to cast Dream, targeting him. And I'm going to, since I have control over all of the aspects of the dream, I'm going to hide myself and give him his beach and big, large-breasted women.
Now,
Pretty amazing.
You understand when he said large-breasted women, he meant gnome women.
No, Tarin did not understand that. Did not even occur to him.
So these are going to be freakish, giant-breasted women to him.
When he said large-breasted women, Tarin's giving him large-breasted women.
like snoo
Tarin
snoo
only knows
women.
one large-breasted woman. So is it just going to be a ton of them?
Yeah, no, it's like clones of what's her face, Fila.
So
You're gonna drive this poor
he
man
looks
insane.
more perplexed and confused than ever. But after a while, he just rolls with it. Like, you know,
My God.
It's a dream.
it beats trolls. Eldove. Who is awake with Eldove when Eldove decides to pull this awesome prank with his magic bag?
I think me and Orphan are doing this.
Yeah, I'm on one end of the tunnels, and I think Zook is on the other.
Khalil
That was
is asleep.
that was our position. Like that's what we were gonna do right before midnight.
Yeah.
So if Eldove is still planning, this is sort of before I take that position.
So, Eldove,
Eldove, what's the plan?
Yeah.
what is the plan?
The plan. I thought we had the plan. You guys on either end of the hallway looking for this guy, and I'm just gonna put my owl in the bag.
And you're gonna try to see where he is through the owl, right?
Right.
Okay. Sounds like a plan. Let's do this.
And then as soon as the owl pops through, if it does pop through, I'm just gonna have it start frantically flapping about and
Hopefully drive
look
him out of
around
his
and then
room or
escape
something.
through the door. Yeah.
Brickard,
Yes.
before it happens, I'm gonna make a stealth check, try and hide.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So I get a 20 on that. Not a nat 20, just a 20.
Okay.
I'm gonna go ahead and roll 2. Even though I'm invisible, I'm gonna also try to get stealthy in the shadows.
Yeah, you can take advantage on this roll, though I don't doubt you need it.
Well, I rolled a 19. Let's see if I can get a 20. Okay, so I'll be 19 plus... What the hell even is my stealth? 19 plus 10 is 29, plus an extra proficiency bonus is 34.
Okay.
Pretty stealthy.
Lots of places to hide down here, and it's dark besides.
Yeah.
Eldove, you put your familiar in the bag, and it's a very tight fit. And you try to pull the drawstring of the bag closed. And as you do, it feels like there's some kind of force preventing you from closing the bag all the way.
Okay.
And your owl's just staring up at you like, what are you even doing?
I'm just picturing that owl in the bag,
Like, I know
disappointed.
I know exactly the look that this animal is giving you because I own a very small dog, and every time I have a cardboard box in the house, I put the dog in the cardboard box. And whenever that happens, he looks at me like I feel like an owl in a bag.
This owl has been spending multiple years with Eldove. He's probably way into this plan. This is Eldove's
question?
familiar.
Still an owl? Sticking with the owl.
Yeah, owl
Yeah, I
seems
was
to be
wondering
working
about
for
that,
me.
Okay, fair enough.
Listen, anybody who's seen Labyrinth knows that owls are very magical creatures indeed.
I'm just surprised he's not like a tiny baby dragon or something by now.
But yeah, when you try to close the bag, it feels like you're trying to push two very strong magnets together. Like there's some sort of repulsive force that is fighting you trying to get this bag closed. and bending all your strength to it, you can't close it with the owl inside.
And when I put anything else in there, it closes fine?
What do you put in there?
I don't know. Let's see here. Recently, I'll just go over to Zook's pack and I'll take one of his grenades.
Wait, hold on. Which grenade are you gonna take? Because I have. What do I have left? I
don't know. One of the colors.
Okay. Do you?
Eldove's not choosy.
I see 2 flashbangs and a petrify grenade on the lists.
So flip a coin.
1d3.
The petrify doesn't make any sense with the plan.
But does he remember
I
what
don't
the
know what
colors
fucking
are?
these things are.
Would you put mercury or
That
yellow in
is
there?
some thunder, man.
1 mercury or
yellow.
2 yellows? Yellow? Okay.
I would put yellow in there
I
because it's
love
closest
this
to
plan.
gold.
Yeah. Beautiful. This works. This was my original suggestion.
So you put the flashbang in the bag, and the drawstring closes with the flashbang inside.
How does the grenade go off?
You have to throw it, and it has to break. Because remember, they're little like glass orbs filled with liquid.
Can I weaken it
How do you intend to do
such
that?
that if it was
my
clenched,
God.
it would break?
Oh my! Wait! I just realized something. He might drink it.
It doesn't have a top to it, does it?
No,
Or
it's not.
does
It's not a bottle. It's a sealed
okay.
glass orb.
Yeah. Can I weaken the orb such that if it was clenched, it would break and shatter?
How do you intend to do that?
He's just gonna explode it in his face.
Just kind of, like tink away at it.
How? Like what tools are you using? And describe what Eldove is doing with this grenade.
All right,
Say
Eldove.
Nope. I'd say melt it a
Question.
little bit.
Are you doing all this like at 11 o'clock while we're just standing around in the room, or this?
No,
after we
this is
take up
happening after you two left. You took up your
Yeah, you guys
positions.
left.
Eldove is alone in the room right now.
No, he isn't. The other 2 are sleeping in there.
No, it was only 3 to a room. There was the 3 of you in that room. So now Eldove is
Okay.
alone in the room. Everybody sleeping is in the next room over.
Okay, fair enough. That's right. Through to a room.
So what tools are you using, Eldove, to tink away at this glass?
I'm using minor acid splashes. I want it to be corroded,
Okay.
and then I'll toss it into the bag.
What kind of save is
Well,
that?
not toss it. Save?
Yeah. What kind
It's
of
a
save?
dexterity save.
Oh, okay. So it automatically fails. You need to make a con save. It's 15.
Eldove blew it up on
Eldove
himself.
just blew a flashbang in his face.
Yes, he did.
It's fine.
I mean,
That's
listen,
one plan that didn't work.
last night in our D&D game, my character threw a fireball at her own feet, because that's just where the enemy was standing. So, these things happen, okay?
You resist fire, right?
Yeah, I'm
right,
playing
so
Fire
it.
hurt you?
Let me take this flashbang out of my inventory.
I pass.
You pass. Okay, so everybody down in the basement hears the deafening sound of this flashbang exploding. Now, many of you are very familiar with this sound.
Goblins!
But from underneath the door, the cracks in and around Eldove's door, you see the bright yellow light emerge. You hear the loud explosion.
Do all the PCs wake up in a flop sweat?
Oh, yes, you do.
Patches!
Actually, I'm in a magical trance because of dreams, so...
Well, in your dream, a hatch opens.
Okay. I control the morphics of the dream! I control the morphics of the dream!
What happens is, in the dream, just out from in between 2 of the large breasts, this goblin just pops out with a flashbang. He was.
All right, well that didn't work.
Well,
Wait,
now hold
I have a
on.
better
There's
plan.
there's more to this because lots of commotion kicks up as the other gnomes, the travelers from other villages, many of which you saw in the tavern, including Yanvar, begin poking their heads out of the room to see what's going on. And
Do I see what
within
room he could... Oh, go ahead.
within about 15 minutes, the whole village is awake and very, very excited and curious to know what is exploding down in their storerooms.
Because normally explosions
tell
come
them-
from the freaky tree.
Sorry, I dropped a magic item.
So
That'll put him at ease.
very quick, within 15 seconds after the explosion, Eldove, there's knocking at your door.
I'm sorry, I accidentally a magic item.
I'm super glad I'm way far away and also stealth right now.
Yeah, I opened up the door.
You open up the door, and it's one of the other gnomes, one of the ones you saw in the tavern, traveling from a faraway village. Yes, is everything all right? We heard a most fearsome noise coming from your room.
I say, yeah, sorry about that. I was just moving one of our packs around, and we may not have packed it completely properly.
You just said sorry about that. You just went
Yeah, sorry
Canadian.
about that.
You just went Canadian on me for a second.
Sorry about that.
Listen, I don't
Some
know.
cost is Canada, right?
I don't know, Nodal, if our relationship is in a particular spot where you can just go Canadian wherever you want. I think you need to ask permission before you do that. Okay?
Listen,
I
there's
seriously
no
thought
Canadian
Dunpop
safe
was-
word.
Canadian safe
I
word.
thought
Yeah, there is.
Dunpop
It's
was-
a boot.
A boot.
And then he asks you if you'd like some of his craft dinner. No. So you say sorry about that. And you're repeating this explanation a few times as other gnomes are poking their heads in. Before too long, a couple of the rangers come down the stairs, looking around. And they see you standing there offering explanation about why your storeroom is exploding. They approach you. And again, they ask, what happened? What's going on?
I just give them the same explanation that I've given the last 15 gnomes.
So you dropped the magic item and it broke?
Yeah.
And the rangers exchange glances and say, well, what is it you're doing in there? What is it you're playing around with that caused such a noise? Is there any damage? And one of them's looking over your shoulder back into the room.
And it's just a room. There's nothing, nothing's damaged. There's a tiny glass orb shattered.
What happened to your companions that you were staying with?
I tell them that they're probably out for the night, or visiting. I don't know. I know one of them said that he mentioned that he was going to go see the alchemist.
So unfortunately
Do you
for
want me to roll
Eldove, he is preoccupied with making these explanations to many, many gnomes past the point of midnight. But you did see Yanvar look out of his room looking at you. And he looks confused. But after that, he looks almost entertained at the spectacle that you've caused for yourself.
Eldove waves.
Does
At the
Zook
wave.
see his room from his position?
Yes, actually, you're very close to where his room is.
Okay.
And he's staying in there with two of the other gnomes. And they go back into the room. Yanvar is the first one to go back. And eventually, after half an hour or so, the ruckus dies down and Eldove is allowed to resume his activities.
At some point in that half hour, I would have come out of being invisible, but I would still be stealthed.
I would like to just
be
take a
with-
second at this point and poll chat the viewers. Thanks for watching, by the way, guys. Any of you, whether or not you have D&D experience, like on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the intelligence of the idea of throwing acid splashes at a magic grenade?
You know what?
Like,
That
at
plan-
what point does that sound like a great idea?
that
I
plan
was just trying to weaken it. I wasn't trying to hit it dead on.
That plan was so hilarious that I didn't even want to question the logic of why my bag would be still in the room. I was just like, sure, why not? My bag's there. Why not? That works.
I liked it. It was fun. I had a good time with that.
That was fun. But yeah, no, Nodal probably not
Don't
the,
worry,
not
I have
the
a better
brightest
idea
decision.
now. Hey, by the way, is that grenade magical?
Oh, yeah.
Or is it just all chemical?
Oh, no, it's magical. Those grenades were magic. They were crafted
Okay.
by a wizard. Literally a
I
just
don't
go
wizard.
back to
necessarily
that
mean it's
tower
not
and
just all chemical.
You need to go back to that tower and resupply. I like those things.
I thought we had a ton of them, like on the ship
Did we
or
bring
in
them back?
the inn.
No, you
I
guys,
thought
you
you
guys only took very few.
I took like half. I took a few of each, but we
I thought we
did
took
not.
like Yeah, I thought I specifically brought like 10 of each for the ship, but it'd be on the loot sheet, and I don't have that open right now.
Well, if
Oh,
it's not
you
on the
know what?
loot sheet,
That
no,
might-
you don't have them.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying.
So,
That might be true. I might have just put some in my pocket, but there was a bunch in the loot sheet. I'm gonna check.
Nodal, you have
Oh,
been
yeah, there's
you
a-
have been declared chaotic stupid. By someone in
Chaotic
the
stupid
chat.
is pretty good.
What is your next big plan though?
Okay, well, it's not going to work now. I thought they were
Aw.
alchemical grenades.
Well, I mean,
Okay,
you have
so-
to keep in mind though there is a relationship between alchemy and magic. Like you take regular herbs and alchemical ingredients and you make magic potions with them, but you don't actually know the formula or by which these grenades were created. So it's really impossible
matter,
to
I
know
have
grenade
one.
with.
Yeah, you gotta go find Strongheart, so they'll teach you the formula.
My thinking was, I take the item, right?
Right.
And by such, I have a piece of the matter of the same type of item I'm trying to create. And I cast Creation, and I make a weakened version of the same grenade.
Let me
Okay.
make a ruling on that. If that would work. I have my handy dandy
Oh,
spell
yeah.
app here.
Our party loot has a shitload of grenades, some that we haven't even identified.
Well, they all landed on you at some point in that dungeon.
I thought there was one we didn't, but maybe it was just we didn't see all the effects of the insanity
We might not
grenade.
have. We just might not have noted all of them because
The reason why I asked is because one of the rules is using any material created by the spell as another spell's material component causes that spell to fail.
I would rule that you could create like a chunk of glass with creation, because that's the actual material you'd be touching if you're holding one of these grenades. But you would have to find, if you want to try to create more of the liquid inside, you'd have to find a way to excise it from the glass without
triggering it.
Yeah, without triggering the grenade. And so far, every single time you've opened the glass in any way, it's exploded.
Have you tried doing it underwater?
As far as I know, there's been no experimentation with the grenades since you guys pulled them out of the tower. Well, technically there was that one time when Nodal decided to start throwing acid at it.
Yeah. Experiments
That
happen.
doesn't work.
Well, does it? It probably doesn't matter because it's after midnight now, and Duflatu looked at you.
Okay, he knows
So-
you're up to something now.
So I don't know that he's going to be summoning whatever you put in the bag at this point.
Eldove just takes a
Hey, man.
shit in the bag.
Does everything?
Hey man, there are two good endpoints to this. One is that I get my money back. Two is that I convince this guy not to say that magic word anymore. Because if I can start using the bag, that's a win.
Fair enough. So does the commotion in the hall just completely settle down?
After some time, yes. But I mean, Eldove is hounded about it for a long time by a lot of gnomes. Eventually
Duke is
culminating
just
into a
trots.
long and pointed conversation with the rangers.
Duke is just stifling laughter from his hiding place, just trying desperately. Just.
Orphan,
Wow,
trying
the
his
other
best.
gnomes.
Orphan,
are
you're
laughing
stealth
at
too,
you.
right?
Yeah, and eventually, after everything has died out down the hallway, she goes back to the room so she can get some sleep.
Well, while
Yeah,
you're
it's-
there, make a con save, DC 10, to see if you can stifle a sneeze.
Alright.
I just want to see if these rangers catch the Tiefling sneaking around in their storeroom.
Nope.
Okay.
14.
So, Zook, what happens after you're done watching the spectacle?
I mean, once everyone leaves, I will just make my way back to the room and just bust out laughing at Eldove. What the fuck just happened?
Well, you had already left the room, and I didn't have any tools.
Uh-huh.
So I figured, what's a problem that you can't solve with magic? And I couldn't think of anything.
Ergo, flashbang grenade yourself?
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Well, what happened with the owl? I thought the plan was to use the owl.
Oh, the owl didn't work. The owl's a no-go. It wouldn't let
Why?
me close it on the owl.
Why don't you think it would let you close it on the owl?
Because it won't. It won't do it. I tried.
And so you immediately went to flashbang grenade.
I asked myself, what would Zook do? And the answer was put a grenade in the bag.
So you just put the grenade in the bag and it exploded?
No. See, the problem is I didn't want him to have grenades afterwards. That's not any good. Those
Okay.
are our grenades.
Uh-huh.
I tried to make the grenade a little bit weaker.
Go on.
And I thought back to myself when I saw some glass workers making beautiful, beautiful glass sculptures of the most delicacy.
Uh-huh.
And then I cast Acid Splash on the grenade.
Uh-huh. And how did that work out?
Well, there was this... I mean, it didn't work out well.
And what did we learn?
When
By
I'm
the way, I'm
casting
never
Acid
leaving-
Splash on a grenade, make sure someone else is holding the grenade.
I am never leaving my bag alone with you again. Since I inexplicably did this time.
That whole conversation was totally unnecessary, but I saw no reason to step in and...
Yeah. No, that conversation was absolutely necessary.
Okay, so the good news is your little fireworks show drew Dooflotchy out of his room, so we could probably sneak in there at some point. If you just want your money back. If that's something that you just desperately want. At this point, I don't know. I think that was worth 5 platinum myself.
Yeah, you know what? I'm starting to doubt the wisdom of this whole endeavor.
Are you going to put something else in the bag now?
I don't know. I mean, I might just keep the bag.
Just pissing shit in it every
So here's
every
my-
few
well,
days.
See, my idea would have been to put the grenade in the bag, then pull the bag tight, and then slam it on something, and see if that bag would contain it.
You want to try that?
Well, I only got one flashbang left, and I don't know that we want to do
my
that tonight
God.
here.
Alright, get back to me tomorrow.
No, this is a thing you guys should totally do right now.
No way, I need to go to bed because I have to get up and play with Rangers tomorrow.
Oh, you're playing with Rangers tomorrow? What are you up to?
I think we're going fishing. I don't know. I owe Arik a favor, and I wanted to talk to Rangers anyhow.
Oh, okay. Well, have fun with that.
I wish I still had that potion of icy fog, though. That I would have definitely put in there. Wait a second. Do you have a potion
But here's
of
the
icy
thing,
fog?
maybe they wouldn't let us put the potion of icy fog in the bag because the bag is not letting sentient creatures in.
Well, do you still have your bottle of icy fog?
Orphan speaks up. I've still got mine.
Throw it in the bag. See what happens.
Alright, we'll put it in the bag. What happens?
Now, to be clear, she doesn't have a potion of icy fog. She has a freezing mist potion. I'm assuming that's the same. And she has
That
a bunch
was
of
what I was
rust
calling it.
grenades.
Yeah, because we didn't know what they were at the time.
Yeah, you put the freezing mist potion in the bag, and you have the same problem. The drawstring won't go tight.
Okay,
There's
so I
a-
won't let you put something sentient in there. Alright, fair enough.
No.
Orphan also has
Just
just
a question.
one thing that just says curious objects.
Right. Remember, I bought that at the marketplace when you. said
Oh,
you could
okay,
buy
yeah,
one
the
of those.
Keyskin Marketplace. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I've got no more ideas for how to screw with this guy tonight. I think we screwed the pooch on this one.
Yeah, I don't think this one is going to go as we'd hoped.
So who is going to the Rangers tomorrow
Hey,
morning?
wait, I've got an idea. You could detonate a really loud and bright grenade right next to his room when he's trying to sleep.
You're not
You know
even
what?
here.
That was
Shut
that was my plan the whole time.
up. Okay. And scene.
Zook and Arik are going to go see the Rangers in the morning.
Orphan will also go, but not to see the Rangers, but because that's where the druid lives.
Okay. So you all are approaching the tree very early in the morning, before the sun is even up, as Hella and some of the other Rangers are gearing up at the base of the tree. They see you all approaching, and the lead Ranger, Hella, sees you coming up. She says, yes, we'd received word that we'd be having visitors this morning.
Yeah, I was hoping we could accompany you today. I'm personally interested in speaking to you because I spent some time with Rangers on my travels and enjoy their company and enjoy hunting in the forest. And my friend here is looking to get himself some salmon from the river if possible.
For Jocelyn and her salmon stew.
Yes.
Actually, I wanted to go talk to a druid too, so I'll come along.
You're going with them first thing in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. She looks you guys over and says, It's a rather big fishing party.
Oh no, I think it's just the two of us for fishing.
I heard there was a jury living near here, and I wanted to talk to them about a magical forest that we've been through recently.
So, well, Galdi's not awake yet, but she will be shortly, I imagine.
I'll wait for her. I think she's expecting me.
All right then, Salmon. Suppose we could find the time.
Well, and to be clear, I'm up for any game, but he specifically wanted to get salmon, and I could fish or I could hunt. I'm better with a bow probably than a rod.
A rod? You'll be using a net.
Oh well.
And she asked Arik, says, "Can you even handle a net? Do you know anything about river fishing?"
I don't. I mean, is it really that drastic from, say, fishing in a giant sea or ocean?
Can you walk 10 feet without that metal armor clanking and ringing?
I mean, yes, I suppose I can.
Like Arik, I always picture Eric's like having Steiner's sound effects when he trumps away. Just clang, 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 clang.
Does he walk around like he's Gaston? Like noises everywhere. Yeah,
What will you be offering for my time then, if I'm to help you catch fish?
Fish?
Yardstick.
One of the rangers standing next to her says, "Just make him take the armor off. I'm sure he looks like a bear underneath there. Let's see if he can act like one."
All right, fine. See how it is.
And then this is where the banana comes in, and somebody and the hunting party gets attacked again.
No, but yeah, she's asking you, what are you offering her for her time if she's going to be taking you fishing?
I've got gold. I've got gold.
She has no interest in your gold.
Is she
I
interested
can cast
in a
magic? What do they need?
She asks what sort of magic you can cast.
I'm a cleric. I can cast healing. I can pray for healing. I can.
She kind of chuckles to herself. She says, "You understand that my sister is the head druid."
Does his? Have you told them that you're a Tempest priest?
Well, I was gonna get to that. It's like I can also command the water, thunder, tempest magic.
Tell them you can bring people back from the dead as the same race.
I can bring people back from the dead. Typical.
She says, "I don't foresee any of us dying."
Wow.
And Zook will interject at this point and say, "If I assist you with your hunt for a day or two, and let you keep, the spoils, would that be sufficient?" Like I said, I'm pretty good with the bow.
She says, "And I mean no offense, my friend. Your name is Zook, is it not?"
Correct.
She says, I mean no offense, but does your assistance really offer me any value?"
Well,
no, I'm just offering to help. I didn't know if an extra hand would be useful to you or not.
wait till you see what I can do with water. Out of my head.
Roll a wisdom 10, Eric.
Do you really need these rangers' help? Like, you're just trying to find fish.
I really just need to know where the river is.
And I just like rangers.
Rangers. Yep.
You have the locate creature spell prepared.
I do. I can locate any fish or any game that might be in these woods really easily.
At the mention of that, you see her features loosen a little bit, and she's thinking to herself. She says, "There's a great white stag that's eluded us for some time. She says, use your magic to help you find that stag, and I'll be in your debt. I'll give you a whole net full of salmon, as much as you can carry."
What can you tell me about this great white stag?
She describes the creature to you. It's large and majestic, and she wants to eat its meat and make slippers out of its skin.
Oh, well, I am looking for my spell app. Hold on.
Did you not install the app?
I did install the app. That's the problem.
Is that the ranger saying that?
Right. It's such a good app.
It's a great app, and I don't know where I put my phone now. But
so much better than flipping through the player's handbook looking for spells.
I know.
I'm just picturing you're like talking to her, and you're like, I don't really remember what my spell does, and she's just like, did you install the app?
I'm just imagining a gnome looking up at him, like looking at a smartphone right now.
Okay, here's my
Alright.
thing. You can locate creatures,
Right.
and you're offering to locate a creature for them so that they'll show you where the fish are.
No, not just.
There's a slight problem with that, in that if
Not-
you can locate
No,
creatures...
Yeah, I can
neither
locate
of us
fish.
neither of us actually know how to river fish. I mean, we probably could try it, but
River fishing is a little different from fishing in the sea. Or
Right, that
You
would
just
I'm
cast
guessing.
lower water.
But
Yeah, you just magically
And pick
control
up
the water.
fish.
yes,
And
I was
then
going.
disrupt the whole ecosystem, and then all the rangers are just mad.
You wait for some
All of
fish
this-
to go by,
all
and you
of this-
control the water around that fish, and you pick it up. Take it.
All of this
It's your fish
crossed
now.
my mind, but the problem is that the sheer drastic quantity to which I do it would probably devastate some things.
There's another problem, too, that you all are overlooking. Nobody?
I don't know.
You're still in the middle
Well-
of Enchanted Gnome Woods. There's no
See,
way
yeah,
that
Zook
Arik
knows
could
how to
find the
get
river
through.
and get back. Zook
I know how to-
does.
I know-
And if he goes with Zook.
yeah.
Well, now, but I kind of want to. I'm curious about the stag now. So
Well, that's
Is it really honorable to catch a stag using magic?
Yes.
Does Eldove ask that of the group?
Osprey
No,
understands.
because Eldove doesn't give a shit about casting honorable using magic. Eldove's all about casting magic to catch stags.
Yeah, you could use locate creature to try to discern the position of this stag. It works out to 1,000 feet, I think.
Yep, I can do that. Are they keen? Are they game?
Yeah, she'll send her two younger rangers out, spend the day catching salmon, and
All right,
she will
cool.
take you to the last known location of this stag and use your magic as a compass.
Cool. Let's do that. I like that. That
We're gonna-
sounds fun.
Take our
All
dinner break here, then.
All this for jam, which is the best part.
Considering
I want this stag meat now.
my wife just got home from work, so I'm going to go out and help her get dinner started. I'm going to open up chat here. What's up, chat?
I'm gonna find my spell app.
Everybody should install the app. It's such a good app. I love it.
I haven't. I don't even have spells.
Install the app. I got it on my phone.
Not
I
available
can't
on
install
iPhone.
it. It's not for iOS.
Yet another reason to not... Well, you shouldn't have bought an iPhone. You should have bought a real phone.
I think that there's a similar app for iOS, though.
There is an app, but it's really hard to use. I haven't figured it out yet.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put Elizabeth on screen. We're going to break for probably about 20 minutes. So we'll be back about 8 o'clock.
Okay.
There's Elizabeth. This is our dinner break.